Jumbo, and today's Kwanzaa principle is Umoja, which is unity. And when that was written, it was talking about unity of the family, unity of the community, unity of the nation, and unity of the race. Um, but there's another unity too. There's a unity of mankind, which is what we're striving for. And that can happen when you know who you are, where you came from, and you like yourself. Then it's easier to unite with other people. But I want to talk about my 3 trips to Senegal, West Africa. I had 2 friends who went to Senegal when I was 38, and they came back and showed their pictures and their wares. And I said, I'm going when I'm 40. Now, I, as a child, was a service brat, so I've lived outside of the country. And so I know to do research on how not to be offensive as an American, because sometimes we're very offensive to people in other cultures and other countries. And so I did do my research. I actually took a class on Senegalese culture, and I took a class on Islam, and a class on how to greet people, so that I would know how to relate to the people when I got to Africa. But I remember when the plane was coming into the terminal, and we had to go down the steps and walk to the terminal. And when we came out on the other side, there was drumming. And what I found out is that the drummers come, especially when African Americans come to Senegal, to the airport. The drummers will gather outside and they drum. And I felt like bending down and kissing the ground. I said, I'm home. I remember saying, I'm home, I'm home, I'm home. And that's how I felt, like I had gone home. I felt like it was a spiritual experience also. So I found the people to be friendly and warm, and a lot of them said, welcome home, sister, welcome home. We don't know where you went. We don't know what happened to you, but welcome back. Welcome home. And they meant that from their heart. And you could feel that. You could feel that that love that they exude from their heart. When they greet people in Senegal, they say hi, and they look at you, so they acknowledge you. They say, I see you. And they ask how you're doing. And you ask how they're doing, and then you ask how their family's doing. You ask how the health of the family is doing, how the welfare of that whole unit is doing. So that's all in the greeting. So you're not just thinking about yourself, and you're not saying hi as you run by and yell down the street. You're actually stopping to look at a person and to greet them and have them greet you. And they ask you those same questions. How is your family? How is your health? And so I found that to be fascinating. My first trip, I went with 29 other people I didn't know. And it was wonderful getting to know them. And we stayed in 4 or 5 different cities. So we didn't just stay in Dakar, which is the capital. We stayed in some other cities. And so that was fascinating and very wonderful. Everyone saw somebody that looked like one of their relatives. They would say, "Stop the bus. There's my cousin. Stop the bus. There's my aunt." One time we went to a restaurant, and the people in the restaurant were telling all of us where our people come from, based on how we carry ourselves, our features, just even how you carry your hands, how you walk, how you sit. They were able to tell you where you came from, and they were able to actually pin it down for me. Now, they said I had people in Ghana, and I had Wolof and Fulani. I forgot, I went to one village, and the lady came out and she said, "You are from Ghana." And I said, "No, I'm from Baltimore." She said, "No, you are from Ghana." I said, "No, I'm from Baltimore." Then it hit me. She's trying to give me some history. And come to find out, after my cousin did research, we definitely have come from the Ga tribe in Ghana. And I also found out we were Wolof and Fulani. My grandmother, my mother, myself, and the Wolof people. You could see that Wolof in our features. And I was told I was Fulani. And I believe them because they study each other, and they study people all over the world, and they study themselves. We didn't have that chance to do that, to study ourselves. So it would be difficult for us to tell unless we have some exposure to different cultures. So that was interesting to find out. When I got back to Baltimore, I went to an African centered store, and a brother from Jamaica said, "You've been kissed by Mother Earth." He said, "You have gone to Africa." I said, "I have. I just got back." He said, "Did you find out what your tribes were?" And he said, "Wolof and Fulani." So I said, "Okay, that settles it." Now he, coming from Jamaica, was able to look at me, coming from America, and tell my African descent. That's deep. So, being African American in America, we don't get that chance to study ourselves like that. You know, we're told we're not from Africa. I was told the African people hate you. That's a lie. That's a colonial lie. They did not hate me or treat me like they hated me. They were glad to see me. And it felt good to have black people on the money. And to just to see a sea of black people. Everywhere I went, I saw me. And it's so nice when you can see yourself. And you know, being in America, you don't always see yourself. But when you go to Africa, you definitely see yourself. And you feel yourself. And they feel you. And they see you. And they see your beauty. And they see who you are. Now, one trip I went with a lady that lived in Baltimore. She's from Senegal. And she said, "Girlfriend, don't say nothing." She said, "Let them tell you about you." And I did. I sat quiet, and they told me about myself, which I found fascinating and wonderful, because they were feeling my heart. They were trying to touch my innards, touch my heart. And they told me I had good education, and they didn't mean degrees, because I didn't discuss any degrees. They meant how I was raised, how my mother raised me, was good education. And another thing, you know, in America, this is too much. I have too much fat, too much butt, just too much. In Africa, they like it. That being that firmness and having all of that, they like it. So once I discovered that, I started wearing my lapel skirts and started shimmying down the road because then I'm appreciated for how I'm built, and they see that as beautiful, and that felt really good because I never got that reinforcement here in America. So, but I got that reinforcement of my beauty as I am in Africa. And that felt really good. But just seeing my brothers and sisters everywhere. And wherever we stopped, I would run off the bus or whatever I was in, and I'd be hugging people. And it was just it was a beautiful feeling. It really was a beautiful feeling. I'm glad I had the opportunity to go. I went 3 times. The other 2 trips, I stayed with people in their house. So I stayed in a resort once and with people in their house. And that was different. That was nice because you got to see how people actually live. I would go to the market with them in the morning and they'd have the baskets on their heads. And they come back and I help them pick the rice and the beans and all the stuff that the women do to prepare for the food. It's just amazing. There's no calling to say I'm on my way or can I come to visit. If you happen, you can stop anywhere to get food during dinner time. People are not going to tell you, well, I don't have enough food for you. I didn't plan for you. They invite you in. And then with the leftovers, they bring it to the elder's house and other people's house who didn't have a chance to cook. So, they believe that you can get water at any gas station, and if you ask somebody for food, you can get food. And people will give you food. And people don't begrudge people for food and water. And so I enjoyed my 3 trips to Senegal. I really did.